Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
We're back with this week's top 5 comics for the week of July 26th, 2023.
Hey.
These comics were next week's comics, but now they're this week's comics. So let's get into them.
And most of them are night terrors.
Last week's or the week before. One of them was.
This week too, man. Every week there's like 19.
Not on our list. We're taking a break. Number 5 this week is Berserker, Poetry of Madness #1. So this is a one-shot with the Keanu Reeves book that just wrapped up, the 12-issue Berserker. A sea of gore and devastation awaits as B, through a fateful chance encounter, safeguards the advanced and ancient realm of Atlantis as its unstoppable protector. But as Sickly King serves as a symbol for the rotten side, as the security and bliss created through B's violence is shallow. The cracks created by a secret cult might spell a monstrous end for the legendary city, one beyond even B's ability to save. Renowned filmmaker and record-shattering comic creator Keanu Reeves joins acclaimed writer and artist Steve Skroce
As good as mine.
for a one-shot special that fans of Lovecraftian horror would be mad to miss. So this is super cool. So it's like Lovecraftian Keanu Reeves one-shot.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting because I'm assuming what they're doing is they'll give us one-shots of like the character's past. Because like in Berserker, we know that he's thousands of years old. It's like, so they can kind of give us whatever. It's a cool concept, like a one shot of one adventure. And
I
mean, it's Atlantis. I'd probably guess he fights a kraken or something crazy.
You gotta, right? You almost have to.
Know?
Keanu Reeves versus a kraken.
Yeah, and I mean, I really enjoyed Berserker in general.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
I'd definitely be interested in more stories of it.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously this shows that there's interest. Or maybe this one shot is gauging interest.
I'm pretty sure it's already optioned for TV.
Is it really?
I mean, Keanu Reeves is the creator.
Sure.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, this is what I want to do next.
If anything that anybody has purchased in media over the last year, like, matters about getting made, it's something that's run by Keanu Reeves. I feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, like 8 Billion Genies got bought by Amazon. Will we ever see anything? Who knows? But Berserker's getting made.
Yeah. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. But moving on to our number 4, we got X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023, #1.
It's that time of year. So the fall of X begins here. The Hellfire Gala is always the biggest event of the season, but this year's will change everything for Krakoa. What is meant to be mutant kind's biggest night becomes their biggest nightmare as the fall of X begins. All your favorite X-Men are going to be left reeling after this one. Shocking revelations, stunning betrayals, horrifying tragedy, impossible deaths, and of course the most glamorous looks of the year. All in one cannot miss package. I mean, this one, I like the Hellfire Gala, especially now that they made it a single issue.
Yeah, that...
You know, like, that's the first year, like, it was really cool what they did. Second year, like, having the changing of the X-Men teams and everything. And last year was pretty much, like, 2 tie-in issues and the one-shot.
Right.
So this year, I think it's really just one-shot. But, I mean, they've been building to this fall of X, and it's supposed to all start here. It's all supposed to go real bad for mutant kind in general again. So I'm excited to see where it takes us, and I mean, honestly, what happens, because they always do have some big pop off.
True. Yeah, no, it usually does, and it's nice to know that it's like, hey, you want to check in on the X-Men? This is the issue to check in on the X-Men.
Yeah, go see what's up, and then there'll be like new books, old books will be gone,
and there's no commitment. There's no commitment to this one. It's just you pick this one up, and then it's like, am I interested?
It's a little preview.
Yeah,
it's a little preview. Plus, the outfits are fantastic. All the designs.
They're pretty good.
My favorite will still always be Doctor Doom from like the first one. He's just super Doctor Doomed out with like a fur hood.
Those variants were very cool.
Right.
But Moving on to our number 3 this week, we got Amazing Spider-Man 30. Spidey goes one last round with the new and improved Doc Ock. Can his newest ally help turn the tide?
The legacy issue number 924. No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe. But no, anybody who's been watching, comic book news this last week, we got a lot of reveals about Superior Spider-Man coming back. And I think that this arc leading into the next issue, which is a landmark, the 925th issue, which is going to have Superior Spider-Man stuff. If Doc Ock's involved, this issue is going to really get close to Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because they've talked about...
It's a setup, yeah. It's part of the setup.
Yeah, it being a direct setup. So I'm excited. Plus, I think that Zeb Wells has really taken Amazing Spider-Man to a cool place. And with Dan Slott coming back to build kind of like the world around Amazing Spider-Man, I'm super pumped.
Yeah, it's super interesting. It's fun to watch.
Everybody knows. Anybody who watches our videos. I just want to talk more about Superior Spider-Man now.
Oh, always. We will have time because we have a new oncoming.
Yeah.
Moving on to our number 2 this week, we got Batman Beyond Neo-Gothic, number 1.
So Terry McGinnis defeated the evil AI controlling Neo-Gotham and asserted himself as the one true Batman. But his next battle will bring him to the realms of old Gotham. Children are going missing and being swallowed by the city's old bones. Batman Beyond will have to go underground, led by a mysterious splicer named Kyle the Catboy, to find the children and confront the city's buried sins. What happened to the green of the city? What happened to magic? And what villains never left old Gotham? All these questions will be answered by the red-hot creative team of Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig and Max Dunbar.
I just want to point out that when the spelling of Catboy is C-A-T-B-O-I.
Has that I? The boy!
Now, I wasn't planning on picking up this book, but I may now.
Really? You weren't going to pick it up?
Uh-uh.
I'm assuming it'll probably only be a few issues, just like Neo Year was.
Right. I was just going to read digitally.
Just whenever it's a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just on
the
app.
First appearance of the Catboy, dude.
I don't know. I have so many Batman Beyond number 1s from these different 6-issue series. It's just...
Yeah, that's fair. But I definitely did enjoy Neo Year a lot.
But if this is the first appearance of Kyle the Catboy, then I need it.
Dude, spec it.
This is a spec.
Yeah, Kyle the
Catboy is going to be a big deal.
Sadly, there aren't any sweet. Well, actually, there are some pretty sweet variants. There are always sweet Batman Beyond variants.
Yeah,
but none of these ones are like the Batmobile one from last year.
No.
Except I don't know, that 1 in 50 down there looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just always excited, like, for Batman Beyond comics. And yeah, you're right. There's a bunch of issue ones from, little mini series, but I don't know. I still enjoy reading them issue by issue when I can.
Right.
I'm just pulling them in general because they always have sweet covers.
Look at that thing. No, they do. They do. But moving on to our number 1 this week. Firepower, number 25. It's back since October. It's been a while. Now the synopsis here has a major spoiler for issue 24. So I'm going to leave that blank best I can. So spoiler warning, if you have not read Firepower, do it. New story arc. So the story arc ended at 24. Now we got a new story arc coming after our hiatus. Firepower returns with an extra length of 44-page story. After learning blank killed his parents, Owen cannot let the past go.
I think he did an excellent job keeping that spoiler free.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll do my best. No,
I
so
don't know.
this one you're excited about this. I personally have never read it.
It's so good. It's
I mean,
Robert
the last
Kirkman
time this
writing a
happened,
ninja monastery, secret ninja, real life world book.
yeah, with magical powers.
With magical powers and pages.
I mean, the last time we had like a number one where I was like, oh, I haven't read it. It was Saga, and then I read it all in 4 days. So
you're really
this has less than that.
You're really gonna dig this book, Murphy.
Yeah, I bet. And
like,
I mean, I'm always down for Kirkman.
Yeah.
Kirkman always just builds a solid world, great characters, like, and then you throw a fireball in there, you can never go wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, if you haven't picked this up, pick up this issue if you're interested.
Yeah,
and then you can always go back and pick up the trades. It started with a trade, which I always found really interesting. Like, instead of having an issue 1, it came out with a trade because Robert Kirkman felt that like the first thing that people read, the story needed to be longer. So it was like
so it's kind of like the mentality of like TV shows putting out the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he was just like, all right, here's 5 issues.
Yeah.
You know.
But it was just cool. Like the prologue. Yeah. Innovator of the world of comics.
Right.
And he was like, no, it doesn't start with issue 1. It starts with this trade. And then it goes into issue 1.
I bet that threw collectors and like catalogers off so bad. It probably says TTP after it, you know?
Yep. TPB. Yeah.
No, yeah, TPB.
Trade paper.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in actually reading it now. I can probably take a break from just binging Ultimate Fantastic Four for no reason.
And then just when you do, appreciate the pages that have like hundreds of ninjas on them.
Oh,
because the artist,
yeah, he draws like hundreds of little ninjas.
Sometimes there are literally hundreds of ninjas on the page. It's wild.
I mean, I'm down with that.
It's really cool.
I mean, everything. I can't even imagine. Well, I can't imagine it. It's like all the covers just show like 1 or 2 people usually.
The covers are not a good representation of the book. Yeah.
So that's the thing is I'm trying to imagine it with what I've seen from the covers.
Sure.
And be like, hundreds of ninjas.
Yeah.
But hey.
And it happens early.
I'll definitely have to give it a try.
Just when you read the prologue. Yeah. But there's also a Greg Capullo variant, which I just found out about. Which I'm going to have to track down. But
I mean, it's only a cover B. I mean, they can probably just order it for you, right?
Yeah. I'll probably check it on Thursday.
It'll be on eBay today.
I'll find it.
Right.
But
well, anything else that we have for the week?
Yes, for those of you who have stuck around, have we changed? And for those of you who are new here, was it because we used the sexy thumbnail last week? Because we're having this experiment where we are using the sexiest cover of the week, most provocative cover of the week for one.
Yeah, I think that's what we go with. Most provocative.
Most provocative. And we want to see, because when we did that last week with Catwoman, we got a lot more views than we usually do. So we're just going to keep this trend up.
What happens if there's a week that there isn't a sexy cover?
I will draw one. Because that is the week where no comics come out, because every week there's one, Murphy. Every single week.
That is fair. I mean, we didn't have to stretch that far this week just because you got Emma Frost.
Yeah, we just went to variant covers. So now we can use the idea of variant covers too, which opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
I mean, last week though was Catwoman, so if this week's Emma Frost, we need to find out who shows up more in these videos, whether Marvel fans or DC fans. You know,
that's true.
Last week people came out for Selena Kyle. Are they going to come out?
Are they going to come out for Emma Frost? Emma Frost is a big pull. She has a big pull.
She's about to get married too, dude.
Well, until next week, when this week's comics are last week's comics, and next week's comics are this week's comics, we will see you guys later.
See ya.